Welcome to another exciting episode of the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast. I'm your host SK, back with a show dedicated to bringing you insightful discussions that empower and inspire small business owners across Canada.
It was an up and down, and I think founders is hard because you don't just need the skills in developing your trade.
Right.
You have to know the business skills.
Right.
You have to learn it.
Every entrepreneur's journey is unique, and stories like David's are incredibly motivating.
Follow what we did here. We came up with a white paper. We came up with a nice presentation. We gave some nice social media, and we just sold the concept.
Embracing AI isn't just about keeping up, it's about leading the way and unblocking new potential for your business.
So CJ Technologies is a development agency. We build products for people at lower cost and faster times.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast. I'm your host SK, back with a show dedicated to bringing you insightful discussions that empower and inspire small business owners across Canada. Today, we will explore three key topics: taking your funding further in today's market, using AI in your day-to-day business processes, and hiring a team that is open to learning new tools to give your company a competitive edge. We have David Shi as our guest for this episode, the founder and president of CJ Technologies, a leader in the tech industry with a remarkable track record in leadership and strategy, architectural design, and team management. Join us as we explore David's journey and gain insights from his extensive experience in the tech industry. Good morning, David. How are you doing today?
I'm good, SK. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you. We are very pleased to welcome you to our show, CanadianSME Small Business Podcast. Let's just start with your experience. Like your expertise in technology, leadership, and business strategy is invaluable. And we are excited to delve into your experiences and insights. Let's start with your entrepreneurial journey. Like every successful entrepreneur has a unique journey that inspires many others. What inspired you to found CJ Technologies, and how has your vision evolved over the years?
You know what? I actually, when I was a kid, I did a lot of programming. I love development. And one of my favorite things in there was automation at the time. When you have Asian parents, they will force you to get A pluses on all your exams, or they get very unhappy. So I was one of those kids. And in order for me to, but I also had a big gaming need. So in order for me to balance it, I ended up writing my first computer scripts to cheat in my video games for me. It would play my video games automatically while I study math. And I know it's weird, but it made me feel comfortable inside. So that's my first touch into development back in 2007 and 8. And then I was in school for a little while. I tried to run a game company at the time, and the game company in university failed because I did not know how to run teams, did not know how to sell, did not know how to communicate. So then from there, I switched to sales and marketing for 7 years. So up until the end of, I think 2018, I was working different marketing companies. My last one was Yellow Pages. And at Yellow Pages, I said, I got sick and tired of promoting things that don't work. They sound good, but it didn't feel good for me to promote things that ultimately did not deliver the promise to the customer. So I said,
you were not satisfied.
No, I was not satisfied. At the beginning, I was. I was like, oh yeah, we get you on this
Right.
page is very good, and then don't work. Morally, I felt bad. So I wanted to build products myself because I can control the quality. I can keep my own promises because it's all within my control.
At the same time, you enjoyed the journey, right?
I definitely enjoyed the journey.
Yeah.
It was an up and down, and I think founders is hard because you don't just need the skills in developing your trade.
Right.
You have to know the business skills.
Right.
You have to learn it, and it has to be a process. You can't skip that process.
Right. And what this CJ technology, CJ stands for?
It just means CodeJs.
CodeJs. Okay.
Yeah, so our official name is CodeJs.
Okay. And can you share a defining moment or challenging that significantly shaped your business?
I had two.
Okay.
First one was in 2020. At the time, I was still gathering experience because it was only 2 years since I left Yellow Pages, and I had to pick up a couple of years when I didn't do tech. I had to learn tech again. So I was picking up React, Node, and all these different languages. And I found one customer. This was at the time my biggest customer. He wanted to build a app with me, staffing recruiting, ultimately in the hundreds of thousands. Imagine you as a guy before this, you only sold like $500 websites, and out comes a guy with like $100,000-$200,000 budget. It was a challenge.
Yeah.
How do you approach it? I didn't know, so I just did what I thought was best. I'm going to give them the proposal as is. I'm going to give them a lot of good communication. I think I visited the client about 5 to 10 times before they finally signed. But it was a huge challenge. I was very scared. I didn't know.
Scared at the same time, you're very excited. Right?
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. It was a challenge. And then once I got in, the customer did something I also never seen. They wanted to buy half of my company.
Oh,
They said, I want you in-house. I don't want you to work anywhere else. I just want you here. Here's shares. Here's things. So suddenly I got an investor, gave me an office, hired people under me, for me. Everything moved so quickly within about a month, 2 months. So that was a happy challenge.
Okay.
And then the second challenge happened was when I was with the same company and I brought in a wrong hire.
Hmm.
So this was a developer that I thought had a lot of skills, turned out to be very manipulative.
Hmm.
So he did a lot of things behind people's backs, a lot of stuff. Eventually, he ousted me out of the project through manipulation.
Hmm.
And I wasn't sure, handling politics wasn't my
Right,
specialty.
right, right.
And this was a challenge. But this one I wasn't able to solve in my favor.
Hmm.
This client ended up going bankrupt
Okay.
as a result of working with this developer.
Yeah, it's always learning, like you get new experiences, you get to know people as you move forward as an entrepreneur. And it's always, inspiring to hear about the journey of successful entrepreneurs, and your story is no exception. Let's take a moment to connect with our listeners. Every entrepreneur's journey is unique, and stories like David's are incredibly motivating. If you face challenges or celebrate milestones, remember you are not alone. Each step forward is a part of your success story. Now, moving forward, David, let's discuss about optimizing the funding. Financial management and maximizing funding are critical for any business success.
100%.
Can you share strategies that have worked for you in optimizing funding and maximizing its impact?
Okay. The best strategy I had was we did one a few months ago, 2-3 months ago. We were running a fundraiser for a blockchain project that we were responsible for. This was a on-chain game, essentially, in a new network. And we approached this funding. They had very little funding at the beginning. They could not actually build the game. There was no money to physically build the game. It was just money to build a presentation for the game. That was it. Presentation, some white paper, maybe a little bit of a marketing. That's it.
That's how big companies have started, right? With the idea.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, they make the wrong the biggest mistake is building your product first and then testing it with the clients and then getting funding.
Right.
Completely wrong approach. Follow what we did here. We came up with the white paper. We came up with a nice presentation. We gave some nice social media, and we just sold the concept. And we were able to raise, I think, 30,000 in USD for private and community sales. And then we asked $50,000 in a launch pad, and eventually got a $250,000 valuation. Not a valuation, $250,000
And funding
from that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really crazy, and a lot of new things had to learn. Like, what's a liquidity pool? How do you be an provider? How do you manage DEXs? Because you got to do decentralized exchanges. A lot of things at the time we did not know, but we learned very quickly, and we're still able to make that happen. Yeah.
And what common pitfalls should entrepreneurs avoid when seeking and managing the funding?
Common pitfalls.
Right.
The biggest one is not validating your theories before you start building it. When you get funding or you have some budget, the very first thing to come to mind, let's start building it right away. Yeah, let's put it into whatever. But if you do that, you have a high chance of throwing away the features. And you should not be in a position where you're throwing away and wasting development hours. And the way you counter that is you have to talk to the potential clients. You have to share the concept with them. You want to do incremental builds. So every week or two during whatever your sprint is, have something that's testable for the end user or within your closed group. test it, good, okay, now push it to production. You need to have that incremental push. Every time I see a project fail, it's because they set a huge scope of work of everything. They build that huge scope of work, and then it's not what the customer wants. You're screwed. All the successful projects that I've been part of were incremental. So small pieces, small pieces, small pieces.
Right. I believe your insights on funding are incredibly valuable for our listeners, like especially in today's economic climate. Like moving forward, let's discuss about today's hot trending topic, that is artificial intelligence.
Sure.
Like the integration of AI is revolutionizing like how businesses operate and compete. How have you integrated AI into daily operations at CJ Technologies, and what benefits have you seen?
Okay. We are a small company, so we have the flexibility to continually explore and learning new things. And I actually demand it of all of my developers. If you're ever a developer and you're stuck on your old ways and that's the way you're doing it, you're not going to do well with us, because we prioritize the learning. We prioritize a little bit of our time every day to try new things. So when AI was picking up, I first picked up when GPT started becoming hot last year, January. So at this time, I was actually I was helping a company out with SEO. So my very first thing was, this could be used for SEO. It knows everything already. So I'll feed it some information and out comes SEO. And then I noticed the AI is generating pretty generic, bland stuff. So I started adding additional data to my AI. I started adding some of my favorite SEO websites and also my favorite, like Neil Patel. I would shove all of Neil Patel's work into the AI that's public. And now it talks in Neil Patel's voice. I'm like, great, that's great. Now out comes this nicely made SEO page. How do I edit it? Well, I still have to physically go in and edit a little bit, but 80% of the work is done. The structure is done. Majority is done. My work can now be done probably double speed. People have a hard time with AI because AI is not something that you can tell and you get an exact response out of it. Part of it is due to maybe lack of training, but part of it is also due to humans, like our communication. I realized communication is a lacking skill in a lot of people. For example, they give a general question, they expect a specific response. Very difficult even for a real human to do. So AI, you have to manage that. And a lot of our AI is trial and errors. Because what you'll have found when you work with it a lot is you'll have specific prompts that get you exactly what you want. So data set plus prompts. And when you give these prompts to the AI, you have to save them because they're good, they're valuable once you found one that works. And even the ones that work, not 100% of the data is usable. So when we use AI for SEO or for image generation, like we want concept art, about 20% is actually usable. That means you need to ask it 5 times before you get something workable. And when something's workable, it's not directly plug and play either. You have to have a human edit it. But overall, the cost is less. That's why we do it this way.
We will take a short break now. When we return, we will dive into more insights on building a learning-oriented team and maintaining a work-life balance. Stay tuned.
You dreamt big. You made the leap. You and your "we're not stopping at small" business. Doesn't matter you've never done it before. You unlock those problems. You adapt to change. You learn to evolve. You're pioneers in challenging times, finding your own frontiers. Wherever you e-commerce, UPS is with you. So nothing is going to hold you back.
4 billion people check their email every day. That's 4 billion missed opportunities if your message doesn't make it. To reach your customer's inbox, you need a winning strategy. And Constant Contact delivers. Literally, over 97% deliverability. Elevate your email game with easy-to-use templates, writing assistance powered by AI, and in-depth metrics. Ensuring your email is flawless, delivered, and read. Constant Contact delivers. Give it a try.
At IHG Hotels and Resorts, we're in the business of you.
We're here to help you plug in,
connect, and recharge.
make an impression,
and meet with confidence.
With 19 brands built for business,
your business
gets even more rewarding.
With an award-winning loyalty program at 6,000 IHG hotels and resorts worldwide.
Welcome back to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. Let's continue our conversation with David as we explore strategies for building a learning-oriented team and maintaining a healthy work-life balance. And can you provide an example of a project where AI significantly improved the outcomes?
Sure. Check out one of our, the one that we raised funding for, worldofblast.com, the Ethereum L2 project. All the artwork there was done by AI.
Okay.
The entire website is AI. The only part that's human was us maybe cropping it, remove the background.
What's the website name you said?
Worldofblast.com.
Okay.
So we did everything, all the concept art. So we checked the game, you check the website on the front page, all the pieces are there. We tried using AI. So AI has limitations too. Right. So we tried using it to build specific things like if you have on a website, you might have like a pop-up that you need to represent whatever you need to represent, like a model. Right. It's not very good at creating structured items.
Okay.
So the structured item, we ended up mixing AI with like a pre-purchased theme, something from Unity Store or something like that works. But overall, it's good. It probably halved we probably cut our development time in half.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite helpful, right? Like when it's like a good aid for anyone who is into creative field or writing or into coding.
Exactly.
And AI is indeed a game changer, and your examples highlight its potential perfectly. Thank you so much for sharing those. I want to highlight something important for our listeners. Artificial intelligence has an immense impact on business processes. If you haven't started exploring AI solutions yet, now is the perfect time. Embracing AI isn't just about keeping up. It's about leading the way and unblocking new potential for your business. Now, moving forward, let's discuss a very important topic, like building a learning-oriented team. A team that continuously learns and adapts is critical for staying ahead in the market. David, what strategies have you used to foster a culture of continuous learning and adaptability within your team?
You're going to hate the answer. Maybe some listeners will hate the answer, but I don't like senior people. Senior people are very stubborn, stuck on their ways. They think they know it all. The ones with ego have a very hard time picking up AI. I don't know why, had a hard time. Example, I had developers. I demand them to use AI to work. The senior developers will try a little bit. They'll post it in and go, that's not the results I need. I can't use it. A junior developer, I can teach them because they have a blank slate. They would put the same problem into the AI and go, oh, but it's not the right answer. However, they will also recognize that they could use it. They could also use it to ask questions. It'll guide them to the right answer. So they mix Stack Overflow with the AI answer, and then it'll help them achieve their solutions faster. Same situations in artists. I tried with senior artists. I tried hiring artistic team for the game. They were a disaster. They weren't able to produce the artwork at the speed that when I taught a high school student locally, they were able to do it better. Why? I told them, hey, use AI to generate the images. Once you generate the images, go through a process with AI, remove background, with AI upscaling so it looks nice, and then just edit it. It has some weird stuff. Edit the weird stuff. The senior artists have some grudge. I don't know what's going on.
No, actually, I think they have experience and their working style is different.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the reason. Sometimes it doesn't match, but they have their own experience and working culture and habits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And changing a senior's habit is more difficult than teaching a junior.
Yeah. And David, how do you handle resistance to change and ensure that new tools are effectively implemented with your team?
When I hire people, when I choose to sign contract with people to work with, I make sure that coachability is one of their primary skills. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate that most of this is in juniors, but that's what I look for. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, for businesses, you're looking at cost to do whatever you want to do, and whoever can do that lower cost is best.
I believe cultivating a learning culture is very essential, and your strategies are very insightful for our audience. Now, let's moving forward. Let's discuss about the work-life balance. Maintaining a healthy work-life balance is key to sustainable success, as everyone knows. David, how do you manage work-life balance, and what advice would you give to others struggling with this?
Okay, work-life balance I find doesn't exist for founders that much because you will work a lot more because it's your business. You got energy on the weekends, you work on the weekends. You got energy anytime, you work on anytime. Because in work, you have to set goals for yourself, right? And typically the goals are a little unrealistic if you're a fund founder, right? And if you want to achieve them in any timely manner, you have to put in more hours. In today's moment, you just have to.
Right. Thank you so much, David, for sharing your thoughts on this one. I want to discuss the balance between work and life to all of our listeners. It's a continuous journey, and it's okay to struggle with it. Hearing from David, it's clear that even the most successful leaders work on maintaining this balance. Take his experience as a reminder that it's possible to find harmony between professional and personal life. Would you like to share what new products that you're working on right now?
Absolutely. So CJ Technologies is a development agency. We build products for people at lower cost and faster times. So we help people prototype, go to market quickly. That's our specialty. And some of the products we built recently, we had two. One is a AI chatbot for WhatsApp and Facebook and websites. So you can basically copy and paste your company's information in and ask the AI to behave a certain way, like a customer service, like a sales rep, and then it will behave that certain way on your Facebook page, on your WhatsApp channel, it's a pretty cool tool. Second product that is working well was the World of Blast product. We're very happy with. It's got a lot of interest. It's a on-chain game where you can buy tokens, exchange them into NFTs, and these NFTs will break if you use it too much in the game. But as you use in the game, the creatures will drop real NFTs and real tokens as loot. So you have a on-chain way of gaming in a sense.
Okay, David, as you mentioned that you have the product chatbot, I think it's mostly targeted to small business owners and any business. How the costing work for this kind of services?
So our competitors, the way they work is for anything worthwhile, you have two types of chatbots. One type is a very boring chatbot. You type in some message. There's no AI responding. It might be some automated flowchart kind of response, and then they will link you to like an email. So someone receives an email, they'll get back to you later. That's the cheapest kind. You can find that readily as a plugin on WordPress and Shopify and so on. The second type of chatbot is more expensive. They charge about $1,000 for onboarding and $100 monthly.
Okay.
This type of chatbot is the AI one. So if you go to any larger website, you see that, you can type in the questions, you can kind of click the bubbles, and the bot will respond. That type of bot is around that range. We actually give currently we have the project for free for 3 months. So you can try it out as you like. And then later on, we charge $50 a month for subscription only. So only if you like it. Because we know the product is good.
Right.
And we just want you to give it a shot.
Yeah, for sure. And how can our listeners or business owners can know more about your services?
For the chatbot, please go to bluechatbot.com, BLU chatbot.com. You can get it set up. We don't ask for a credit card, just run it. And it's no risk for you at all. So that's the best way to try. And as a small business owner, in today's landscape, you want to find ways to automate your business as much as possible, either in the CRM side, either in the AI side, anywhere possible. Automate is important. So we offer that. And then in terms of the technology part, if you have any business parts that you feel like there could be an AI synergy, but you don't know what that is, you can definitely just message us. We are available at cjtechnologies.ca.
Thank you. Before we wrap up, David, what one piece of advice would you offer to aspiring entrepreneurs in the tech industry today?
Okay. If you're looking for stable life, tech is probably the wrong place to pick because tech is a winner-takes-all market, and you've seen it. If you're looking for stability, like a more even playing ground, it's in construction, it's owning a coffee shop. Like traditional businesses are stable. In tech, why is it like this? It's because all these new technology come in. For most people, it's overwhelming.
Right.
For some people, they can handle it. So they'll take the new technology the moment it comes, implement it first, and then you see the exponential growth faster than other people. So that's how you grow in technology. So I recommend, if you are interested in that, first is just play with the tools that are already in the market. See what you can how you can combine the tools in a way that seems easy, but like nobody else is thinking of it. I'll give you one example, only one. This is valuable. Okay, you can take it too, by the way. AI is everywhere, but why is there not an AI for form validation? You have somebody write a paragraph, let's say in a purchase sale agreement or any kind of document. A business should allow AI to tell them and guide them, here's how you fill this form. Here's how you fill the marriage proposal. Here's how you fill the fixtures in a condo buy sell or something agreement. And there's a lot of these different agreements. There should be this guide in the form. Doesn't exist. But this is an easy implementation in AI. So your job as a founder is to look for these little pieces that are everywhere, but they're not obvious. But look for them, because once you think about it, it'll seem obvious. And then once you get it, go as fast as you can.
Thank you, David, for sharing your valuable advice with our listeners. It was a great pleasure chatting with you today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it as well.
Thank you. Yeah. Today, we discussed the importance of optimizing funding, the transformative role of artificial intelligence in business processes, and the strategies for building a learning-oriented team. We would like to thank our partners, exclusive banking partner RBC, exclusive shipping partner UPS, exclusive accounting software partner Xero, exclusive email partner Constant Contact, and exclusive hospitality partner IHG Hotels and Resorts. Thank you to our audience for tuning in. To stay updated with more insightful episodes, subscribe to the Canadian SME Small Business Magazine by visiting our official website, CanadianSME.ca. Until next time, support your local businesses and keep thriving in the small business world.